Hello students, today I am here just for the second part of your chapter, that is nutrition in plants. In the previous video we have studied about the autotrophic nutritions and some points about the heterotrophic nutritions, what is nutritions and what are the nutrients. So here I am going to start our next topic, that is heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so I am going to start heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, nutrition. So now what is heterotrophic nutrition? It is a mode of nutrition in which organisms cannot prepare their own food. That means in heterotrophic nutrition, organisms depend upon other plants for their food. That means any organism, when they depend upon, organism depends upon other plants and animals for their food, then that type of organism is known as heterotrophs. In the last class I have already told you that these heterotrophic is derived from hetero, that means other, and troph, that means nutritions, nourishments. Okay, in the previous video I have already told you about this. Okay, so those are called heterotrophs, which are depends upon other plants and animals for their food. That is called as heterotrophs. Okay, that organism is called as heterotrophs, and that type of nutrition is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Although most plants are autotrophs, but there are some plants that get their food from other plants and animals. Okay, many of the plants which depends upon the other plants as well as animals for their food, so they are categorized as heterotroph. So if I am going to categorize about heterotrophic plants, okay, because here we are studying nutrition in plants, so heterotrophic plants can be further categorized into four major types. Okay, so now what is four major types of heterotrophic plants? The first one is parasitic plants. Parasitic plants. Okay, next one is saprophytic. Next one is saprophytic plants. The third one is insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants, and the last one is symbiotic plants. Okay, these are the four main categorization of heterotrophic plants. Heterotrophic plants are categorized into four major types. The first one is parasitic plants, second one is saprophytic plants, third one is insectivorous plants, and the fourth one is symbiotic plants. We have to study these all four types of heterotrophic plants one by one. So I am going to start the first one, that is parasitic plants. Okay, so if I talk about parasitic plants, some plants like Cascata, okay, or we may call it as one dodder also. Okay, Cascata or dodder, and one more plant is there that is named as mistletoe. Okay, they depend upon other plants for their food, and these are called as parasitic plants. Now what is meant by para? Para means what? Other. Okay, para means other, and citic means dependent. Okay, dependent. So if you are going to summarize about parasitic, then that plants which depends upon other plants for their food are called as parasitic plants. And what are the examples of parasitic plants? Cascata, which is also called as dodder. Okay, Mistletoe. Okay, they absorb food from green plants. Okay, so parasitic plants are those plants which depend on other plants for their food. Okay, so these plants are known as parasitic plants. What is the main characteristics of parasitic plants? They absorb food. They absorb food from green plants, and these green plants are called as what? These green plants are called as host. Okay, HOST, host. So what is host? The green plants are called as hosts. In parasitic relationship, only the parasitic plant benefits, but it usually does not kill the host plant, hence continues to live off it. So this is a parasitic plants. Okay, now moving to our next topic, that is saprophytic plants. Saprophytic plants. Now what is saprophytic plants? If I talk about saprophytic plants, the plants like mushrooms. Okay, the plants like mushrooms, mold, yeast, okay, which feed on dead and decay organic matter. Okay, they are called as saprophytic plants. Now if I told you about saprophytic, the saprophytic word comes from the two words. The first one is sapro, which means dead or decaying matter. Decaying matter. Okay. Now what is next? Phytos. Phytos means plants. So what is the summary of saprophytic plants? Saprophytic plants generally feed on dead and decaying organic matter. They generally feed from dead and decaying organic matter. Okay, so these types of plants are called as saprophytic plants. One thing which is very common in saprophytic plants, saprophytic plants lack chlorophyll, and thus they cannot prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. That means saprophytic plants lack of chlorophyll. So this is the reason why they cannot prepare their food with the help of photosynthesis. Okay, they secrete digestive juices on the dead and decaying matter, converting them into solution and absorbs nutrients from them. Okay, one more thing which is favorable for these saprophytic plants, that is hot and humid weather. Okay, so the most favorable conditions for these saprophytic plants are hot and humid weather. Okay, it favors the growth of fungi, and fungi can be seen during rainy season. Okay, so what are the examples of saprophytic plants? Mushrooms, mold, and yeast. These are the examples. Okay. Now our next topic is insectivorous plants. From name it is clear, insectivorous. That means those plants which eat small insects. Insectivorous means those types of plants which eat small insects. That plant is known as what? Insectivorous plants. Okay, so the plants which is categorized as insectivorous plants are that is Venus flytrap. The name of that plant is Venus flytrap. Okay, one more plant is there, that is known as pitcher plant. Pitcher plant. These are called as insectivorous plants. So insectivorous plants generally eat small insects. Okay, they have a special structure to catch their prey. These plants are usually green in color. These plants are usually green in color. Okay, and can they prepare their own food? One more reason is that why they eat insects. They eat insects because they grow in soil. Okay, they grow in soil, and that is the reason, because if they are growing in soil, then there is deficient of nitrogen. So for fulfilling the deficiency of nitrogen, they eat insects. So if anybody asks you why insectivorous plants eat small insect, then the reason is that they grow in soil that is deficient in nitrogen. They fulfill their nitrogen requirement by eating insects. Okay, so this is called insectivorous plants. So, and this is the third one, and the last one is symbiotic plants. Symbiotic plants. Now what is symbiotic plants? The plants which live in association. The plants which live in association. Okay, the plants which live in association with other plants with other plants and share shelter and nutrients. Okay, nutrients, that means they are mutually benefiting from each other. So symbiotic plants are those types of plants which live in association with other plants and share shelter and nutrients. That means they mutually benefiting each other. Okay, and such relationship between two plants is termed as symbiosis. Symbiosis. So what is symbiosis? Symbiosis is the relationship between the two plants where mutual benefiting from each other are depends. Okay, now what are the examples of symbiotic plants? Lichen, rhizobium. Lichen and rhizobium are the two examples of symbiotic plants. Okay, if I talk about the lichens are the combination of fungus and green algae. Lichens are the combination of fungus and green algae. That means they have mutual relationships. Okay, so what kind of relationships between fungus and green algae? The fungus get nutrients from algae. Okay, the fungus get nutrients from the algae and algae gets shelter from the fungus. So this type of mutual relationship is known as what? Symbiosis, and this type of plants is known as what? Symbiotic plants. Okay, so now if I talk about the rhizobium is a bacteria. Okay, the roots of leguminous plants. Now what is leguminous plants? Such as pea. Okay, the roots of leguminous plants such as pea contains rhizobium bacteria. Okay, so rhizobium converts atmospheric nitrogen into usable form for the plants. So what is the main purpose of rhizobium? It converts nitrogen, okay, the atmospheric nitrogen into usable form for the plants, and the pea plant provides nutrient to the rhizobium. So this is called mutual benefits. Okay, and this type of relationship is called what? Symbiosis. And this type of plants is known as symbiotic plants. Okay, so this is the 4 category of heterotrophic plants.